Hey again everybody, and welcome to my newest series. I'm Nicky, and this is Nicky Rates Beer. It's a fresh take on my Friday brew review. I shot a lot of those many years ago, and I decided it was time for something new. With something new comes a new way of doing things. Those new things include a new rating scale that I'm going to use, which is just 1 to 3, with 1 being yes, 3 being no, and 2 being just it's alright. I'm going to be using a new rating system, which is ASTMO. With ASTMO, the A stands for appearance, the S stands for smell, the T stands for taste, the M stands for mouthfeel, and O stands for overall impressions of the beer. I decided that was a better way of doing it as opposed to the Friday brew review, which was jumping back and forth between flavor, or I would jump to how it smelled, or I would jump to like back flavors, front flavors. I decided it was time for something a little more uniform. I decided to start off a tasty new series with a craft beer that looked equally tasty, which is this Hubbard's Cave Me Love to Eat Cookies. It is a imperial stout with chocolate, Oreos, vanilla beans, and lactose. It has some nifty looking can art going on with it, stack of Oreos. Right there, it's a very subtle, plain sticker that they use for it. A 12% ABV on it. Like it was canned this month, January 2021. Let's open it up and start using our new system. First, and we're going to give it a good pour. Alright, it looks pretty thick already. Like it looks like a little bit of a thinner head on it. There's some murkiness in there too. Probably some chocolatey good sediment. I ain't complaining. Should have rolled the can first, but that's okay. The head was short-lived. It is flat top smooth now. Dark like a stout, duh. But I think it's interesting because it has a more brown tint going on with it than a stout's black, just solid black color to it. This has some thick brown flavors going on. I can see on the top of it a little bit of that sediment. Can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's there. You can tell that there's not that much carbonation in it, which is fine. Stouts normally tend to not be as carbonated as, say, your IPAs or just any other soft drink. They don't have that type of carbonation in them. Let's go with the smell now. It smells like Oreos. Chocolatey. It also has an actual cookie smell to it, not just the Oreo, but as you would imagine any other cookie that isn't an Oreo, like fresh baked cookies right out of the oven. It kind of has that along with the Oreo. You can smell the dark malts with that. Those are the predominant aromas going on with that smell. Now for the fun part, let's taste it. It's really sweet. You can kind of taste the Oreo flavoring in there too, like ever so slightly on the back end. Near the end of the sip, some of that chocolate flavor starts to come out, and it's mixed with the malt. And I can taste the chocolate now on the end of that sip, but it's really pleasantly mixed with the maltiness. You can taste that darker malt. I'm starting to notice the vanilla now too after having tasted it a little bit more. It's like a really dark chocolate cookie. Now let's talk about that mouthfeel. If it makes sense, it's like thin on the outside of the sip, but on the more inside of the liquid, it's thick. It's almost like thin going in thick into that center of chocolatey goodness. And I'm starting to notice that carbonation. And then as it has sat here and warmed up a little bit, the Oreo flavor and the chocolate flavor are becoming more pronounced. And then that vanilla kind of comes up on the back end a little bit too. I think when it comes down to it overall, this is a really pleasant beer. There's a lot of flavor in it. It's a very pleasant craft beer to sip. A very balanced sweetness with the thickness of a stout beer. It has a pleasant aftertaste, it's not too bitter, and it doesn't have a harsh fade off or anything like that either, which is nice. I think with this Hubbard's Cave Me Love to Eat Oreo Cookies, I'm going to give it a 3. It's pleasant, it's delicious. I wholeheartedly recommend checking it out if you can find it around. Tell me down below what you thought about this very first episode of Nicky Rates Beer. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the new format, with this being a new series. It really helps it grow. Share it around if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below telling me what beer you think I should do next. Don't forget to hit that bell in the upper corner so that way you get notified of all my new videos. I'm Nicky, and I hope to see y'all next time.